This video is a little late. Not only did I get sick for half of December, but then it was Christmas week, so I went to see the family, and then a certain company kept copywriting for a certain video for days. No, I'm not butthurt, I swear.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot.
So I gave up, and it just kind of ruined my mood for making videos. But hey, losing sleep never hurt anyone. Anyways, this is this video. Arcane is insanely good, one of the best I've seen in a while. The animation's great, the music is fantastic, the fight scenes are engaging and fun, and the plot is well written. But what makes this show so great, it's the characters. It is one of those shows where I can say there aren't really any bad ones. Sure, some where I don't personally like them, but none of them I would say they ruin the experience, or like if someone said that one was my favorite, I wouldn't disagree. I do have a favorite one that is written well and has one of my favorite character arcs. But before we talk about them, let's go to the others, just because they deserve some love too. I will go through my least favorite to my favorite, and just a reminder, just because they're my least favorite does not mean they suck. Spoilers ahead.
You're disrespecting a future U.S. Army soldier.
Now, Caitlyn is someone I'd say I never got attached to. I don't think she's bad, but she seems very basic. Her family's powerful and Piltover, her mother controls a lot of her life, she becomes a cop that gets some control of her life, and she has a very naive way of looking at the world because she had an easy childhood. Hell, she loses her mom at the end of season 1, becomes a darker version of herself, and starts listening to the character that everyone hates. The point I'm making is, we've kind of all seen a Caitlyn in cinema or in a show. A rich kid who gets humbled by the world, and then overcompensates after getting humbled. I do like her relationship with Vi. I think it's very real and very natural. I never thought it was forced on me. Other than that, though, I don't feel much for her. I think she's fine. She serves her purpose, but I truly don't think she's that great. I didn't connect with her. I just think she's not a terrible character at all, I didn't connect.
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded.
Savika is a cool character, and I apologize if I'm butchering her name. I looked everywhere. This is the closest that I got. She has a lot of cool fight scenes, and she's just really a solid character. I will say, though, I didn't like her that much in Season 1, because she was mostly just an obstacle for Vi to overcome and get some revenge for Vander. But in Season 2, she does shine. I do like that she and Jinx are just disgruntled siblings of Silco. I enjoyed every scene they were in, and I like that, just like how Silco realized that she was the dream, that she could do this, that she realized that Jinx was useful and even refused to give up Jinx, just like Silco. It's a nice callback to her father. Getting a seat at the end of the show also was really nice. It's a nice nod to show that she finally achieved the dream of Zahn. I would honestly say she is a solid character. It doesn't have a lot of impact on story, but it just has a lot of nice moments that make me smile. Solid as hell.
Oh hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
One of the show's main villains, also really easy to hate. I think she could be a little cartoonishly evil at times, especially when she talks about how you need to be a fox and a wolf to survive in this world. I don't know why, but that to me just seems so cartoonish. But she does fit the world very well. She's capable, smart, witty, and compelling. The amount of tension I had during the final fight with Mel and Caitlyn was palpable. She is such a beast when she is fighting. You just feel the power and the control she has on the battlefield. Her relation with her daughter is good, but for me, I enjoyed those scenes for Mel's character more than I did for her. That's what I mean by a little cartoonishly evil, because I never thought for a second Ambassa truly cared about her daughter. I'm not saying she doesn't love her kids, but it's a type of love about what can you do for the family and how can you improve our legacy type of love. What made it compelling is how Mel seemed to almost mirror her in the first season until her mother came and realized, hey, I needed to change. Speaking of Mel,
no off-topic questions.
Mel has grown on me. She's a very subtle character at first. If you're not paying attention to her in the first season, you might miss some of her arcs that weirdly kind of fits her character. She's like a fox. If you don't pay attention to her, you're gonna miss some of the things that she's doing. And she's like her mother in that sense, but the only difference is that she has a conscience. We do get to see small moments when she's with Jace where she starts to open up and even realize that Jace means what he says about helping the world. He even votes She even votes with him to have peace with Zahn. Now, season 2, however, she does get sidelined a little bit for other characters. She does get powers, and it's revealed that she's a sister to the Black Rose. While that is cool, it does feel like a tiny bit out of nowhere. Seems like they haven't enough time to flesh out for her. But she does have the sickest kill in the entire show.
Is there anything better than pussy? Yes, a really good book.
Victor is a Greek tragedy. He was born with a malformed leg, has a disease that's been killing him since he was a kid, lived in terrible conditions, met a creepy guy abusing an animal in a cave. So far, didn't have a good childhood. How is his adult life? Well, he meets Jace and decides to create Hextech, but once the credit goes to Jace, Jace puts him on the back burner for some political cuddling. He starts dying, so he makes something called a Hex Core. It does seem to help until he eats Sky, his maybe girlfriend, goes to a meeting just to get blown up, and then his partner Jace brings back to life with the Hex Core and makes him Robot Moses. He just gets shit after shit after shit, and honestly, it makes sense why he wants to end everyone's suffering. Also, very fitting that the most physically unwell character becomes the most dangerous thing in Arcane. If I had to describe Victor as a character, it'd be that he did his job. Just a solid character throughout the show, nothing too great, but nothing to complain as well. He served his purpose.
I want to see my little boy.
As my friend would tell you, Heimerdinger is just a little guy. He doesn't have any big character moments. He is just a mentor to other characters, and honestly, a mentor to us all. He's just a good-natured guy who loves science and finds his passion again once he gets kicked out of the council. He finds Echo and starts helping Zahn. He's just a good boy. That's all he is. Just a nice man.
I'm lesbian.
I thought you were American.
Vi is the main character of the show. We tend to follow her the most in both seasons, and she's usually in almost every episode. She's a hothead, no-nonsense character that punches people. Just a main character dripping from her. She does seem like the typical bad girl who grew up in a bad neighborhood, but the difference is that she had loving parents. She used to have, yeah, her parents are dead. What makes her so great is her relationship with the entire cast. In every scene she is in, I just enjoy her interactions with almost everyone. She and Kaylin have a very real romance to me. Her and Echo have a great sibling relationship. Her and Jinx is probably the saddest sibling relationship I've ever seen in a while. She and Jinx are the heart of the show. We put all our emotions into these characters. Honestly, they could have fucked her up easily. We keep seeing nowadays with the whole girl boss that has no flaws, she's unemotions, no emotions, can beat everyone, just smarter. But her flaws are what make her great, and her overcoming those flaws is even greater. Also, tuned to the fact that she's a very emotional character. Not once did I think it was too much or that she was just throwing a tantrum for no reason. If you're trying to write a badass woman, especially a badass gay woman, I present to you Vi.
My main goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
Jinx is a very complex character. Honestly, she deserves an entire video to explain her depth and compelling nature. It has been a long fucking time since we have seen good representation of mental disorders in a character. Not only that, but also not trying to make her seem like she's a complete victim of her mental disorders. Like, they treated her like a person who just suffers from it. It doesn't try to make you... There's no virtue signaling with Jinx, and I really do like that. And I do think it's a disservice to her character if you're trying to say that she's completely evil or completely innocent of all of her crimes. She is the grayest of the characters in this entire show. You can sympathize with her, but you can also be like, damn, she does a lot of bad things. She's evil in some ways. But don't just try to make her a victim or just pure evil. She's not. She's in the middle. She's someone you can cry about, and she's someone to also to hate. Just don't do it.
Daddy?
I love Silco. I won't lie, he's kind of my kink when it comes to writing a character. I love it when a character has a moral code that they live by, and either it's right, gets challenged, proven wrong, or they need to adapt it. He's just such a good villain, and one of the best sympathetic villains as well. His relationship with Jinx is not great in a healthy sense, but you know what I mean. It's amazing. You understand why he wants a nation of Zon and why he hates Piltover. Hell, even I started to agree with him on some of the occasions when he's talking about it. But there is one problem with him, and it's not the writers or the show's fault. It's the community. I feel like the Arcane community doesn't understand Silco sometimes. Silco is definitely a manipulative narcissist with a huge ego. But then you get people saying that he doesn't love Jinx or he's just abusing her, and my question is, why can't it be both? Yes, he's not the best father figure for Jinx, and he did damage to her, but the fact that he's willing to give up his dream, his nation of Zon, for her, proves that he does love her. A complete narcissist only cares about themselves and would gladly give up their loved ones for more power and control. But he doesn't, he chooses Jinx. There's a whole scene with him at Vander's statue that tells you that.
1,000 times I've imagined this moment. Never like this. All we ever wanted. The boy didn't even haggle. And what do I lose but problems? Oh, it all makes sense now, brother. Is there anything so undaring as a daughter?
Sadly, he isn't the only victim of writing off a character because they did something bad. I've seen people calling Vi abusive towards Jinx because she hit her when they were younger. Just, completely ignore the fact that Jinx just accidentally killed their second family. So no shit, Vi is upset at Jinx for doing that. Hell, I don't even like Caitlyn, and I was annoyed that there were people saying she's abusive for rifle butting Vi. It's just, it's stupid to ignore all the context within these scenes, or the character itself, just to say, oh, it's abusive, you can't like them, or oh, it's abusive, they have no say in anything. Luckily, though, the next character I want to talk about is someone that everyone loves.
I love you, bitch.
Oh my god.
I ain't gonna never stop loving you.
Echo, my runner-up, is beloved by all. I don't think I know a single person who doesn't like Echo. If I had to describe him, it would be never let his trauma change him. He never let it change them. It pushed him to be good and pushed him to do good. Out of all the characters, he and Heimerdinger are the mostly morally good people in this show. He is without a doubt the most goodest boy of all the boys. It is a breath of fresh air in a world filled with sadness and shit to see Echo do his best to put it back together. Season 2, episode 7 is everything. Everything that explains why Echo is the best. I love that he had to escape his heaven just to go save his world because that's how much of a good person he is. He knew that was the right thing to do, so he went to go do it. I will move on to my favorite now, and if I don't, I will just end up fangirling over him.
Stop right there. You're going to jail. What? Why? For breaking the laws of physics.
You might think this is a joke, or that I'm just saying this to make people mad, which, maybe a little bit. But I do honestly love him. He is my favorite. He is such a disastrous character. The amount of shit he makes worse is honestly kind of hilarious. In the first season, he was just middle in the pack, really, for my characters. Not really my favorite. I liked his relationship with Victor and Mel, but other than that, I thought he was okay. Until a certain episode in Season 2. Let me paint you a picture. It's the end of Season 2, Episode 6. A family's reunited, healing can begin, the villain is out in the open and can't manipulate the situation anymore. Victor can stay with his people and help people and give them a better life. Everything's right in the world. Then you see Jace walk his candy ass up and shoot his ex right in the face. When this happened, my friends went insane. They lost their fucking minds. Jace once again fucks everything up. At least That's what you think. You think he fucked everything up like he usually does, because he has a tendency to do that. But then we see episode 7. We get to see where Jace is, the hell he went through, the destruction he saw, and you realize, oh my god, Jace was finally right. After all the pain and the suffering he went through and what he caused, he was finally right. We don't get the naive, short-sighted character we saw in season 1. We get a confident leader who knows what he needs to do and has finally learned from his mistakes. I love the scene when he calls out Mel for using him. Mel rightfully retorts back with, "Of course I did, you were a talented man." And he accepts that. He doesn't continue arguing. He realizes, yeah, I have some fault in that. I still have some blame. And it's just, and for him to have the last line of telling Victor that our flaws make us who we are, is just peak cinema. It's just so good. I love the fact that he starts off as a tremendous mess of just disaster and failure, and then he becomes the biggest hero at the end of the show. I love it. I love Jace. I love the writing, what they did for him. I love Jace. I am sorry this video took forever. I wanted to be out during Christmas, but life decided that wasn't going to happen. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you subscribe.